Hello, everyone, and welcome to an Oklahoma weather blog. This is going to be a technical discussion regarding the possible severe weather that's coming over us in the next couple of days. We are streaming on Twitch and YouTube right now, so not on Periscope or Facebook, as kind of limiting our audience to those who are interested today. So just have to wait and see what's going on. I'll be monitoring the chat throughout the day. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to walk through some of the technical points of what the forecast tomorrow. We're going to start with the the storm predictions on Facebook page, and kind of glance over what they're saying on their weather outlook, and then we'll go through and look at some of the models on Pivotal Weather. And from that, then I'll start drafting a forecast, and this is a forecast you'll see later on this evening on Twitter, Facebook, all the normal places. So let's go ahead and get started here. Pull up my web browser. Okay, so the Storm Prediction Center has an enhanced risk. That's a 5% tornado, 30% wind with hatched, which means 65 knots or greater within 25 miles of a point. So that's going to be about 70-ish miles per hour, maybe 80. And hail, 30% hatched. This is for large hail. Okay, so severe thunderstorms are expected Tuesday across parts of the southern central plains into the lower mid Mississippi Valley and Midwest. Scattered large to very large hail, numerous severe wind gusts, some greater than 65 knots, and a few tornadoes may occur. So what's happening? So let's get into some of the synoptic setup. A potent saltwave trough will deepen as it spreads across the southeast. Spreads southeast across the plains into the Mississippi Valley on Tuesday. Strong warm air advection ahead. Dew points northward across much of the southern plains and portions of the Ozarks. Further north, near the surface low, tracking east across Iowa. So we don't care about that. A plume of very steep mid-level lapse rates will be possible and will aid in destabilization from Oklahoma and Texas eastward towards the Ozark Plateau. As ascent increases during the afternoon, initial expected late afternoon. As ascent increases during the afternoon, initial capping will quickly erode. Vigorous thunderstorm development is expected by late afternoon from southeast Kansas into northwest Oklahoma. Additional storms will develop across the afternoon near the surface low in Triple Point in Iowa. Rain profiles will remain revealed. Wind profiles will remain revealed further south from the surface low over Iowa. However, supercells will initially be possible early on. There are quick lapse rates greater than 8 Celsius per kilometer, and MLK values increasing greater than 2,000 will support vigorous updrafts capable of producing very large hail. Some guidance suggests a secondary low may develop over northwest Oklahoma near boards and the dry line. This could help to enhance low-level SRH and an increased tornado threat with any cells that do develop that can maintain a semi-discrete storm mode with time. Convection is expected to grow upscale into one or more Boeing segments as the low-level jet develops during the early evening, and as front forcing increases as the cold front develops southeastward across the southern plains. Strong low-level wind field and steep low-level lapse rates will result in a significant damaging wind potential across portions of the enhanced risk. Whew, there's a lot to take in. Don't worry, we're going to be going through all the models and discuss. So what we're going to start out with is let's start with the NAM 3-kilometer model. And we want it for Oklahoma. Okay. Now let's back out to the region. And let's do Central US to see some of the features that they talked about in the discussion. No. There we go. So, we'll look through here. So, this is a 15Z tomorrow. So that's going to be about 9 a.m. Actually, more like 10 a.m. You can start to see a cold front developing here across the Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico border area. And excuse me, that's daytime heating. Okay. There we go. There was your cold front. There we go, that's what I was looking for. So this is about 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. And you notice it pushes quickly up throughout the area. So this is some of the enhanced forcing that was talked about earlier. Now we're going to be looking at the dew point, which is how we see dry lines. So again, we'll go to okay. You can see a dry line. Sorry about that, my mouse is acting a little bit funky. So 33Z, you can see a stout dry line somewhere around western Oklahoma. This is around 4 p.m. As we move to 7 p.m., you can see that dry line still hanging out in western Oklahoma. And then that cold front brings and crashes it down. You can see that low pressure they were talking about in this region. It's very broad, that weak level low. Have to see how that develops. What everybody's interested in is this storm. So storms will start popping up around. That's about 18Z, so that's going to be around 1 p.m. in northern Oklahoma, and then quickly grow around 4 p.m. and then 7 p.m. is when we expect a full-blown squall line. Could be a derecho type of event. But we'll go ahead and start looking at some of the severe parameters here. We'll look at mid-level Cape to start with. So you know Cape's going to be highest in southern Oklahoma, again when we start to see that squall line. We're seeing 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram of Cape there, so plenty enough to get things started with. Values in northern Oklahoma around 3,000, so definitely stout enough. Lapse rates, again, this is what hints at a lot of forcing. We're seeing 8, 7, and 8 lapse rates across the region, so plenty enough for convection to occur and get some pretty decent hail out of these. Mixed layer sin, so this is talking about a cap. We're not talking about a whole lot of cap. We're talking about 300 joules per kilogram. We'll go ahead and sample a random point sounding here. Let it pull up. Again, we're looking at the NAM model, the high resolution NAM model. Capes again is forecast Cape is 4,000 joules per kilogram. Sin basically rode it away. LCL 1865. I do expect that to be lower. We are expecting a downdraft Cape of in the 1,000 joules per kilogram region, so we'll be on the lookout for microbursts tomorrow. Definitely one of the threats I'll definitely be monitoring closely. Again, lapse rates around 8. So plenty of upward motion available for these storms. They will be on vigorous updrafts tomorrow. So again, we'll show this LCL height across the region. Lower the colors, the lower it is to ground. So wherever you see blues, that means there's a low LCL height and it will be easier for convection to occur. Lifted index, you generally want anything less than -5 and you'll start to say, okay, may start to see some severe weather. And there's plenty of those values across the area. Now we're going to look at surface helicity, so basically the atmosphere's ability to spin. Again, we're seeing values up near, up into 300 values, and this is very high in 0 to 1, so low level spin will be plenty to keep storms organized. As we move up in the atmosphere, again, still have plenty of values here. Not quite as fantastic high in the atmosphere with 300 to 400 joules per kilogram. Oh, not joules per kilogram, but SRH value, so meter square per second squared, which is enough to do some stuff, but we also see higher values typically on our higher and severe weather events. Bork-Seal, so general storm direction, basically tells you it's going to be to the south and east at a fair amount of clip, 40-50 knots, so 40-50 miles per hour, a little bit faster. So good news is these storms probably won't sail in the area for too long. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some of these composite parameters. Again, supercells are going to be possible early on, but then quickly erode away as it goes into a line. Significant tornado, really not expecting a high-end tornado event tomorrow. May have a few tornadoes form quickly when storms are in a discrete supercell mode, but as they grow upscale, it will be harder to have these widespread tornadoes, or more storms producing tornadoes, I should say. But a squall line can definitely still produce QCS tornadoes. So something you'll have to be on the lookout for these quick spin ups. They're hard to forecast for, but they can occur. So that's it for the NAM. Let's cross this with the high-res rapid refresh model. Let's move to the 0Z because this goes out for a longer time frame. Allows us to get more data. So again, I'll go ahead and start with the reflectivity. There we go. So again, storm development will start at about 19Z tomorrow, so about 4 p.m. in northwestern Oklahoma. Or northeastern, excuse me. And quickly grow upscale into a derecho or squall line type of event where we are expecting high wind, some hail. But early on, we could see some discrete supercells in northern Oklahoma and along the boundary in northern Oklahoma. That could produce a couple of tornadoes, or a tornado or two, and then some large hail up to baseball, maybe a couple softball size hail. But as that quickly fades away, it will become mainly a wind event tomorrow, a strong wind event. Winds could be up to 90 miles per hour. So as we, I'll take a random sounding here. Give this a second to load. Okay, so this was just a random point sounding. CAPE on this one is over 5,000 joules per kilogram, so that's significant CAPE. Basically, anything over 3,000 is generally considered very high. 5,000 will have enough energy for these storms to work with. LCL heights above 1,300 meters, so a tornado would have a long ways to go to get to the ground with these. Downdraft Cape is 1372, so again, anything over 1,000, we really start to look for high wind, maybe a few microburst potentials. There is an inverted V in this sounding, which is indicative of a possible microburst. Not saying we're going to have any, but definitely cannot be rolled out tomorrow. SEAL values, SRH values arrival, 79, 257 again. Not very impressive for SRH values, so tornado threat's going to be low, especially in eastern Oklahoma and southeastern Oklahoma. Lapse rates again 8 to 9, so definitely enough to keep these storms mostly updraft. Enough energy to sustain and grow hell and your wind threat with it. What else do I want to point out? Really not a whole much else with this sounding. Your holograph, you do have some veering, but you also have some backing. Sounding doesn't look awesome for wind profile. Doesn't look awesome for a tornado, but again, cannot rule out a quick spin up with the strongest parts of the line. Something we'll have to keep an eye out in the back of your mind, but again, it's not going to be the main threat tomorrow. Again, now we're just going to take some cross sections of the atmosphere. Lapse rates again remain high tomorrow across the state, so plenty of updrafts in it. This is your Cape, again, insanely high Cape values. Sin, again, your sin is going to grow pretty quickly tomorrow afternoon and evening. LCLs, again, they're going to be pretty high base storms tomorrow, so I'm not terribly concerned about that, but again, storms can modify their environment and get down closer to the ground. We'll look at supercell composites. Again, pretty high values for along that line, so basically it's a line of supercells, but that does prohibit some of the energy for storms like tornado genesis. And STP parameter, so your significant tornado parameter, again, could be high or could be low. Not expecting a huge tornado effect, but there are some high values in northeastern Oklahoma when storms will be semi-discrete. Okay, so that's the hub model. We'll go back. Probably out of range right now. We'll look at the GFS model. Something I didn't show you on the HUD, actually. I didn't show you the cold front or the dry line. So again, cold front's going to crash through about what is it? 18Z, so 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Some just have to watch out for enhanced forcing and cause really that derecho squall line to form. Dew points, again, we'll have that eastward, east-west moving, west-east moving dry line that could produce a couple supercells along it. I'm really not showing up in any of the models right now, but something that we'll just have to be on the lookout for. So that's just if it occurs, there's a moderate chance for moderate forcing to lift a storm enough to get a supercell to form now. And we'll go ahead and check out the GFS model. Again, time scale is a little bit harder to see on this, but you'll see that cold front coming in tomorrow evening and pushing through. Really, we're just confirming some of the principles here. Again, there's that draw line, a little bit less stout on this model. So as I move out to, we'll move out to 24. I don't like how it keeps jumping on me, but we'll take a representative sounding somewhere in southeastern Oklahoma. Again, the wind per hour doesn't look great. Your cape's going to be 3,900, so plenty of energy for the storms to work with. No cap. Downdraft cape near 1,000, so your wind potential isn't quite as high here, but still possible. Yeah, pretty much nothing else to note on this sound. It looks fairly similar to previous soundings. You do have an inverted V here. B have to watch out for microburst. Again, we'll check out the cape across the area. Again, plenty. There we go. There we go. Plenty of cape across the area. We're talking about 3,000 joules per kilogram. Sand, again, it erodes away quick. There's some cap to keep energy in the atmosphere. SRH, again, these values don't look all that great. So it will be hard for a tornado to form without some enhanced mechanisms. And we'll look at the ECMWF, or the European model. And we'll move to surface and precipitation, dew points. Again, draw line doesn't show as stout on here early on, but we're also missing about 3 hours in. Actually, does a good pixel of the draw line. Yeah. So again, we're going from 60s to 50s, so a 10-degree dew point difference. Not the strongest, but not the weakest either, so maybe some forcing there. I'm going to say it's going to be kind of difficult for forcing to get stuff together there. But at the same time, you can see the cold front starting to work its way into Oklahoma and providing a little bit more forcing there. See if I can zoom in on this. Nope. Again, storm motion southeast. We'll take a random sounding window. About. There we go. So again, southeast. Not a great wind profile. Pretty decent cape. 2,000 here. Of course, we're a little bit further out from the storm. Large hail possible. Moderate lapse rates. Let's take one a little bit further up north. Again, Cape 3,000 again. We're early on in the day, so it's just building. Downdraft Cape near 1,000, so again, strong winds may have a V sounding, so some microbursts are possible. SRH is very low, so not expecting a huge tornado threat tomorrow. But it can't rule out a couple LCLs in the thousands. So that gives us a pretty good estimate on, pretty good quick overview of what the atmosphere is going to do. Again, this is the SPC forecast, 5% along that dry line early on. Wind, a lot of Oklahoma, hail. north central Oklahoma early on again. Tornado and hail threats will be most significant early on, and then it will quickly grow upscale into a primary wind threat. So again, the SPC does have an enhanced risk out for tomorrow. I'll be back later. I said I was going to mark up a forecast on here, but I'll do that offline and post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram this evening. Detail the threat a little bit more in plain terms there. And we'll go from there. So be on the lookout for that. Should be coming within the next hour and a half. So just be on the lookout for that. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Catch you next time. Bye.